Hey there, welcome back to my channel. It's Lisa from Own the Day Planner, and in this video I am going to give you a full flip through and walk through of this new teensy tiny, really cute personal planner that I've just set up, and I'll explain to you what its purpose is and why I never thought I would ever enjoy a planner so small like the personal planner. So if you want to see how I utilize a planner this small, then keep watching. Alright, so as I said, I am really an A5 planner girl through and through, and this is my current A5 Carpe Diem setup. I actually filmed an entire flip through very recently on my channel, so you can see what I use this for, which is basically everything. This is my current planner. This is where everything goes, my entire life. So if you want to see that full flip through, how I use it, what kinds of inserts I use, how I use them, I'll put a card up above for you to check that out. But lately, I don't know why, the personal planner size has been calling to me to just give it a try. And to backtrack just a tiny bit, I actually purchased this really cute felt planner in personal size at my local dollar store well over a year ago. I just thought it was so cute, and it didn't really come with any inserts. It just had blank pre-punched paper, sort of like a beige, almost like a craft paper inside. And I thought, well, that's cute for note-taking and things like that. I'm sure I'll find a use for it. And really, although it wasn't $1, I think it was maybe $3 at my local dollar store. And it's just really adorable. It's got the sort of traveler's notebook style closure, and it even came with this charm. I didn't even put that on there. And it's embossed with the shape of a moose. Here I am in Canada, so it's kind of cute. And I just like the nature feel of it. And the exterior is just made from quite a thick felt, and it's got rings inside. And I thought, well, that's cool. It's kind of looks like a traveler's notebook in personal size, but it's rings. And for the longest time, I just kind of had it on my shelf looking pretty, didn't really have much use for it. And when I started working in a ring planner this year in an A5, I thought, you know, it's so interesting to explore all the different ring sizes, so I have to find a use for this cute planner. And it finally hit me the other day what I could do with it. So I'm going to show you exactly what I've decided to use it for. So I do a lot of different kinds of work, and I have clients for different revenue streams and fields that I work in. And there is a particular client that I have, which is long-term, and I do approximately 20 to 25 hours a month of work for this one client. So I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could have just a small carry with me lightweight planner that would be specifically for the work I do for that client. So this ended up being a work planner, but just for one specific client in one specific industry. And so I kind of wanted to go with the whole nature theme in here, but at the same time it is summer, and I'm really into sort of vintage florals and vintage butterflies. And I also want it to be a little bit timeless, so you'll see kind of those themes as we go through it. And just for reference here, I do want to say, I'm just going to unwrap that for a moment, that the cover is primarily personal size, but the actual inserts that it came with were, and I'm just going to show you here, just blank, and here I've just made a template for contrast. The actual inserts it came with were blank sheets of paper that measured 4.13 by 6.75 inches. Now, actually, this is slightly bigger than traditional personal size. It's actually a little bit wider, although the height is the same. And so just for your reference, so that you can see, I've made a contrasting color here. This is true personal size in terms of insert. So if I place that on top there, you can see there is a bit of a difference. And I thought, well, that's really cool because I do like the extra space, and coming from an A5, obviously, any extra space would be best. Had I gone straight to an insert that size, I think I might have found it a little bit challenging coming from A5. So this 4.13 by 6.75 is the actual size of all the inserts and dashboards and things that I'm going to show you. So I'm saying that it's a personal size because it is, although it's not the traditional personal size, and it's also not what's called personal wide. I don't want to confuse this unknown size name with personal wide, and let me explain to you why. Personal wide is an actual planner size that you can find out there in terms of inserts and planner covers and rings, and that's a personal wide measurement of 4.75 by 6.75. So if you look at the difference, that's personal wide. That's this current planner that I like the size of. It's like this strange in between that doesn't have a name, and I can't seem to find its name. If any of you know what this is called, please put me a comment below. I'd love to know. I've asked around. And then right on top here, you can see the traditional personal. All of that to say that I am currently using in this planner the middle ground between the three. And it's really my preference at the moment, although maybe one day I will go to personal wide. Personal wide will not actually fit in this planner. When you close it, this will stick out. So I would need to get a personal wide rings binder in order to work with personal wide inserts. So I just wanted to make that clear. So if you're looking at this and saying, well, that doesn't really look like personal, this is the reason why. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's get into the planner. Now, not only did I get this planner at my local dollar store, but I made a lot of the dividers and dashboards also with items that I found at my local dollar store, which I thought was super cool and a nice little bonus. So when you open it up, you'll notice that because it's just felt, there aren't any internal pockets or little slits or anything like that. So I may eventually glue an adhesive pocket there or something, but for the moment I've left it plain just to not bulk it up too much. And I made a cute little laminated dashboard to start it off with, show up with a grateful heart. And I just love sort of the wood look. I just designed this on Canva and I printed it out and I made it double-sided, so just on 2 sheets of plain paper, and I ran it through my laminator, and I got this nice thick sort of dashboard feel, and I rounded the corners here. And when you flip it onto this side, I've used the back side where you just see the plain wood design as a place to hold some sticky notes. For the time being, I just have my Own the Day square sticky notes there, but of course I could put some flags and additional things later if I'd like. And then I just printed off this little sheet of vellum. I just designed again on Canva the words to do, and this is going to be the first section in the planner. So I just liked kind of how that looked against the backdrop. And what I did, and what started off the design theme for this planner, was I chose 3 different pieces of scrapbook paper that each had a different pattern on them, and I was going to use those 3 pieces of scrapbook paper. They were 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper, and I was going to create 3 sections and kind of contrast those patterns in order to have sort of a cohesive flow and a theme throughout. So the first patterned paper was just regular scrapbooking paper, was this sort of honeycomb detail, and it actually has some gold foiling in it. I'm just gonna raise it up there so you can see that. It's really, really pretty, and it was very shiny before I laminated it, but then what I did, of course, was I cut it to size and I laminated it. And to make it double-sided, because these scrapbooking papers were not double-sided, they were just white on the other side, I took a contrasting pattern from the second sheet and I put that in the back there. I really like the look of sort of that contrasting pattern. And to continue the contrast, I actually chose the third pattern. So here's pattern 1, pattern 2. The third pattern is sort of this aqua with gold foiling, and I used that to make the tab. And the tab just says, to do. And these little stickers that I used for the section to do notes and meetings were from the Carpe Diem clear label stickers. So I just used those. I thought, great, might as well use them. And because there's a pattern in the back, they're easier to see. So the first section is to-do list. Now for this particular client, I constantly have a lot of little tiny tasks that need to get done on a daily and weekly basis. So I designed these really cute itty bitty personal size to-do lists under the Own the Day Planner banner. And so what I would come in here and do is just write a task list either for the day or the week and then check them off as things get done. This is printed on some really gorgeous feeling 32-pound paper, bright white, and I just printed it and cut it to size. So you can see that that's what I have there, but you get the gist. So I am working from this side of the planner in this section pretty much the entire time, unless I have to flip to another section for a different type of task. So that's the to-do list section. And once that's done, then you come to the Notes tab. So again, I've created a little vellum, and this one just says Notes, so you can kind of still see through. This is the third pattern, so I used that pattern paper with the gold foiling that was actually on the previous section's tab. For the tab that says Notes, I used that floral pattern, which we saw on the back of the first tab divider. And on the back of this, I contrasted it with that first pattern you saw. So there's kind of like a nice cohesive design flow, if you will. And so again, the tab is just the floral one and it says Notes. And here I designed itty bitty versions of my A5 Own the Day Planner lined inserts, again on that delicious buttery feeling 32-pound bright white paper. And so here's where I would just take notes for anything that requires writing that's not a checklist. This could be a lot of different things, making calls, discussing things with clients, that kind of thing. So I've got some sensitive information back there, so I will just flip to the next section, but you get the point. This is what I would use there for notes. And then the next section is meetings. And so once again, I printed off a vellum, just simply a little design that says meetings. And this, again, laminated tab divider says meetings, and the tab was made from that original first pattern. And when you flip it to the back, I've got that second pattern there again. So it's a combination, always comparing and contrasting, of those three pattern papers that I selected. And so I've just used, again, those same inserts. And then I created for myself a matching place marker or today marker or page marker. And you've got that first pattern there, and then I, on the back side, put a sliver, of course with the scraps from the tab dividers. I was able to make this, and that's that other pattern there. So I just kind of laminated it, rounded the corners, punched the holes, cut the slits so that this can be moved around, just snapped in and removed to hold my place wherever I am working at the moment. So those are so fun to make with just your pattern scraps that you have. So we have a couple of more lined inserts in here. Then back here I have a cute little double-sided double pocket folder that I made. Again, you recognize this floral pattern. It's from the tab dividers. I had enough left over to make a pocket folder, so I was able to make a pocket folder, and I just glued on a journaling card on that side and another little journaling card on that side. And what I love about these pocket folders is that, of course, if you cut the slits, you can open them really easily. And in here, I just tucked in a couple of emoji stickers. These came with a random planner that I bought on Amazon a while back. I pinned here with these little clips or paper clips, two little paper butterflies. These are die cuts. These were also purchased at my local dollar store in a larger pack of about 25 or 30. So again, pretty much everything you're seeing here is either homemade or from my local dollar store. And then here I just kind of had some fun creating some contrasting scraps from scrapbooking paper, and I just cut them to size to make sort of that shape where you have the larger one, medium one, and I just rounded the corners. They're just tucked in there for decorative purposes, but if I wanted, I could tuck in notes or receipts or more stickers, what have you. And again, what's great about these double-sided pocket folders is that they open on both sides. So if I were working here and I needed to grab some stickers, I can open it from that side, a lot easier to work. So I just made this personal size. I have these in my A5 as well. And if you want to know how to make these, I recently released a video showing you exactly how to make these. They're so easy, guys. You can check that out. I'll put a card up above if you want to learn how to make these for whatever size planner you're working in. And up next, we have a few little inserts that I thought would be cute just for fun to design. If any of you maybe do freelance work for clients and you need to track the time that you worked for your clients in terms of billing, in terms of hours or time, I created these really cute, again, personal size, Own the Day Planner branded work time trackers. So you can see, you just write the date, the time you worked, the total hours or minutes or what have you, whatever it is that you're billing for. So I made a couple of those just for fun. I don't know if I'll actually use these because I do invoice in a slightly different way. But I thought these would be cute just to show you what you could do with a personal size work planner if your situation resembles anything like mine. And these might be something that I would make available as a freebie. So let me know if that's something that you guys would want. Drop me a comment below. I have them in A5, I have them in personal. I can basically make them for any size as a printable. And finally, in this section, again, just something I thought to add in here for fun. I printed a little vellum again that just says my week. And although if you've been following this channel for any length of time, you know that I am a daily planner. I do not use weekly spreads. I'm really a day on 2 pages kind of girl, but I thought how cute would it be to design and print out little itty bitty, because to me these are itty bitty, week on 2 pages, just a basic, super basic, minimalist week on 2 pages weekly spread. So I created a few of these just to see what it would be like. And of course, there's still space for stickers and deco and writing. And I create a little checklist for this side of the week and a little checklist of things for that side of the week. That could be used for a to-do list or notes. The box could be used for an inspirational word or writing a phone number. So you can kind of see those there. They're just super simple, but I thought they were really cute to make. So I've got a couple of those in there. And that about rounds out that section. It's just sort of a weekly section. And then because this planner, again, is just made from felt and there are no pockets, I thought I need a pocket folder of some sort that's maybe a little bit different than this pocket folder. That could also be used perhaps as a page lifter so that, you know, as you start stuffing these things, your sheets don't get all destroyed by the rings. So what I did was, again, I took that same pattern that we saw and just laminated it and slit open the pocket here and just made a little pocket folder that can be used as a page lifter if need be, or it can be moved around, of course, anywhere in the ring planner. And again, I just took some cute little scrapbooking pattern paper that I like, scrapbook paper, and in here I just shoved in a little laminated 2020 calendar card that I made, just really basic. It's just got the little Own the Day logo on it there, and so I just keep that in there as a reference for 2020. The backside has 2019, so I'll have to make myself a new one eventually. And so that would be sort of technically the last item that would be in the planner. And what I love about, again, kind of working with a theme when you're creating your own dashboards and your own tab dividers, is that you can really kind of make a cohesive look. And so, you know, if I were to remove that front little dashboard or just ignore that for the second with the vellum, you can really see that this whole part of the planner from that side to that side really just makes almost like one cohesive book. And so everything is kind of coordinated within there. And I thought that was really cute and clever, if I do say so myself, especially when you're not used to making your own things necessarily and you're always kind of buying these dividers. Once you start making them, you can have some fun customizing. And finally, here's another little thing that I did with some of my laminated paper scraps. I always do this. I create page markers or sort of like little, again, page lifters or something just to keep the back a little more rigid if you have a floppy style planner. And again, I just cut slits so that I could move this around wherever I needed it. And I thought, well, why don't I just add an adhesive pen loop right there, which is what I did. And so if I want the pen loop to be at the back with this acting as the page lifter, I can. But because I created this pocket, I could literally move this anywhere I want and have my pen in the middle of the planner. It really doesn't make a difference, right? You just pop it in there. That's what the slits are good for. And I can use that right there. So that can be moved around. And so that is the flip through of this adorable little work planner, and that's how I will be using it. And it's just going to be dedicated to one particular client that I do, as I said, about 20 to 25 hours of work for per month. So I hope you've enjoyed this little flip through of my personal planner discovery journey. And if you like this kind of content and you like this video, just go ahead and give it a big old thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And consider subscribing to the channel. I produce at least 2 videos a week that are all planner and planning and productivity related. Sometimes we've got some planner crafts and DIYs in there. So if you like that kind of content, I look forward to seeing you in our next planning adventure. Bye for now.